Hello guys, Vin here. So for the longest time, right, I've been promoting the 18650 cell. And I'd use it for great reasons, okay? It's a very, very popular battery. You can find them in laptop computers, power tools, hybrid cars, and now you find them in very, very high power flashlights. So it is a very, very good battery. Very high energy dense, recharge hundreds of times, and it can power very, very high drain devices, okay, efficiently. The highest capacity one nowadays are about 3600 milliamp, okay, which is quite substantial, and it seems like every couple of months, some company out there, usually Panasonic, Sanyo, or LG, would come up with a new battery that bumps up its capacity. So it's surely that a lot of companies are investing in this cell for good reasons, okay? One step up from the 18650 would be the 26650. So right off the bat, you're asking 18650, 26650. Why? What's all with all the 650 and all these numbers? Let's talk about that real quick. So 18 stands for 18 millimeter wide in diameter, and 650 stands for 65 millimeter long. Okay, so for 26650, as you can see, is 2.6 centimeter wide in width in diameter here, and they're the same length, so 65 millimeter in length. Okay, so the highest capacity 26650 is 5200 milliamp hours, which is the one I have right in front of me here. Okay, so you have 3600 milliamp hours versus 5200 milliamp hours. So yeah, there's quite a substantial increase in capacity. However, in my personal opinion, looking at the cell here, you can see that the 26650 is dramatically larger than the 18650, but it's not double. It looks like it's double the size, but it's not double the capacity. Okay, it's close, but not quite double. So I think that there's still companies are just not really investing in the 26650, but I think that they will as this battery becomes more popular, because there is a steady increase in capacity for the cell also. Okay. All right, so recently, I don't have a lot of 26650 light on my store. So this is one of those few, okay? This is the brand new AceBeam EC50, all right? It's a very, very neat light. It takes the XHP70 LED, the 26650 cell. The cool thing about a 26650 light is if you put a sleeve in, you can also run 18650, okay? I might or might not. I don't know. I have a whole bucket of sleeves that I buy from Lowe's, and they're just plumber pipes that I cut down to make sleeves. And if I have some, I'll include them with the lights for free. I can't promise, but I'll throw whatever I have into the lights. Okay. So it's a very, very good light. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about it. It takes the 26650, as we mentioned, so very, very high energy dense here. 5200 milliamp hours. It has a rear clicky that turns the light on and off, but it also have a front forward momentary digital switch in the middle. I always call it digital switch. I don't know why. It's just a momentary switch, an E-switch. Okay, so let's talk about the UI first. Get that out of the way before we talk about what I like and don't like. Okay, so click to turn the light on, and then click to turn the light off. The sample that I have in my hand right now is the XHP70 shaved dome, and I did that for improved throw, and the improvement in throw is quite substantial. I also give the circuitry a power boost, so it bumps up from 25. I haven't measured the stock light, unfortunately, but the factory claimed that the stock light is 2500 lumen, okay, out the front, and I measured mine at like 3100 lumen. So there's quite a boost. Okay, it's quite a boost, and that's quite amazing for one cell pushing a high voltage LED. Okay, so boost driver, obviously. Okay, so rear clicks turns the light on and off. So with the click fully off, you have the power is cut off. There's no parasitic drain, so that's very good news. Okay, so click to turn the light on, and then when it's on, you press on this button here. Every time you press the button, you hold it down, you get instant turbo. Okay, and you can only access turbo by holding the button down. And that's very good because this thing is putting out 3100 lumen. The light will overheat very, very fast at that level of output. So you can only access turbo by holding the button down. Okay. In order to change level, this button is like a camera shutter speed. So there's a half press and a full press. A full press always give you that instant turbo, but a half press will cycle through the different levels. So you can see here, there's one. On the first level, you can see it's very, very low. Almost low enough that you can look at the LED directly without hurting your eyes, okay? And then 2, 3, 4, 5, and then back to the low. So I tune the light specifically so that on the 5th level, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the 5th level, it is very, very close to turbo. So you can see here, that's high. Okay, the high is next to turbo. And if I press the turbo, you can see it gets a little brighter. It gets about double, twice as bright. Maybe not twice as bright. Maybe 40%, 50% more brightness. I haven't measured. But you can see that there is a bump, but it's not substantial. Okay? And I did that so that on the turbo level, you have as high of a lumen as possible without the light overheating very, very fast. But you have that turbo when you have whenever you need it. Okay, and I think this is a very, very neat UI. Being able to be on any level. Okay, for the most part, people are going to use like the 3rd level for general tasks. And anytime you grab the light and you really, really want to illuminate something really far or just light up everything completely, just hold it down and you have that instant turbo. Very, very neat, very convenient, okay? And having that is like a peace of mind. You know you wouldn't overheat the light in any of the modes. However, on the brightest level, it is quite close to turbo that that it gets the job done, that for jobs that you need. You don't want to hold down turbo, but you want as much lumen as possible, and I tune it just for that. So, see, very, very bright. I obviously you can't see it here, but I will have an outdoor video so you can see that it is very, very bright on the level just below turbo. Okay, so very simple, on off. Press and hold for turbo and half press to cycle through the modes. Very, very cool switch. Okay. Okay, so let's talk about quality of the light. On every single tail cap, there seems to be a serial number. Excessive, I don't like it, but it's there. Okay. The good news is on this light, there is no website printed on it. So on most AceBeam, you would have www.acebeam.com printed on somewhere on the light. This light is quite minimal. So if you look around, there's no website printed on it. I like that a lot. There's only a hot logo, AceBeam here, and then that serial number on the bottom. So that is not excessive at all. Very, very grippy, large knurling, so it grips very well. It throws quite well with the shaved dome. With the dome on, it floods. Let me take that back, okay? Shaved dome or dome on, it's a flutter. It's gonna flood regardless. But with the shaved dome, you do get some throw. Not a lot of throw, but you get some okay throw, all right? Basically, in my opinion, it performs similarly to a quad P60vn in a P60 host. Except if you go one of those configurations, it's substantially more expensive than this light. You get basically a complete light here for quite a bit less, okay? And a pretty good user interface. The user interface on this light is so good that I do not feel the need to put in driver VN or driver VNX, okay? And that's how good I think the user interface is, especially for a high power light as such. Okay, it has a very, very nice heavy orange peel reflector. Heavy orange peel, but very nicely finished, okay? It's very smooth. And the LED sits on very, very thick, large MCPCB heatsink, copper. Inside out, it's a very, very good light. Very good glass. The only thing that I don't like is I wish it has it's a larger light. You might drop it. It's kind of a utility light where you might throw in your glove box in back of your truck or something like that. So you might want a stainless stripe bezel. All right, but it doesn't have one, and that's a bummer. Okay. Aside from that, I think it's a little bigger than it should be. The front of the head starts right here, and then the reflector is right there. So the reflector is not very large. So you have all the way from the front of this button to the rear here just for the circuitry. And the reason it's so large is because you have a side button. If there weren't a side button here, you could probably take off like 1.5 centimeters in length overall. But because of that side button, and in addition to that side switch, you also have a rear switch. So that really adds length to the light. So it's not a relatively compact light, as you can see here. The light is substantially longer than the cell, okay? And so it's not a very, very compact light, okay? It's not a large light, but it's not as compact as I would like it to be, but because it have that dual switch, it makes sense, okay? Do I like this light? Yes, I like it very, very much. At first, I didn't really like it. Just because I didn't think that, because of its floody nature, and I'm a thrower guy, so I was shining it around the house, and it wasn't wow impressive. But then I took it outside, and just flutter lights, you just have to take them outside in very large open spaces. And I took this light outside in very large open spaces, and in my backyard, where I have this big field in the back, my neighbor's yard actually, and I shine it over there, and the entire vegetation lit up nicely. Very nice color rendering, even with the shaved dome. And I like this light a lot. It's very, very bright. It just lights up everything, okay? Nothing else I can say about it. It's a very good light. Great for the money. If you're looking into getting into a quad P60vn, also consider this light because the performance is almost identical. But you do get a complete light here. And very, very high energy dense capacity 26650 cell. That's about all. Okay, all right, thanks for viewing.